Hey everyone, it's Steven at Gutter Pop Comics in Buffalo, New York, 1421 Hertel Avenue, 14216. It is September 14th, 2021, the night before New Comic Book Day. Each week I do a little walkthrough video where I go over the week's new arrivals, new releases. And these are like sort of just like first impressions. So we'll do recommendations later in the week, but this is just like a way to take a flip together. And if anyone sees anything that they want, send us a DM. We can set something aside for you. And if you're not local, we can mail it to you. Our website is gutterpopcomics.com. And all of our inventory is available there. But we usually wait about a week to list the new stuff to give our local customers and customers who follow our social media first dibs. So send us a DM. We'll set aside something for you, mail it to you. And really quick, thanks to everyone who watched our first Instagram live sale. That was a lot of fun. If you're interested in seeing more live sales from us, including what we just did, which was like a 50% off backstock sale, follow us on Instagram.com or sign up for our newsletter at gutterpopcomics.com. Okay, so first on the docket, The Era of Great Wonders. This was like a 6-issue mini-series, beautifully drawn and colored. And it is a apocalyptic tale of a bunch of like Lovecraftian Cthulhu-y jellyfish monsters. There we go. Wrecking stuff, and we get to see how that affects these characters and society at large. Pretty creative and very ambitious and bold. So pretty cool by John Myers and Jen Myers. So happy to have that in the shop. Pretty different. The Uncanny X-Men, Rise and Fall of the Shi'ar Empire by Ed Brubaker, Jimmy Tan, and Clayton Henry, I believe. Billy Tan. I don't know why I said Jimmy Tan. There's no Jimmy Tan. But so when I was a young lad, I was never really thrilled when the X-Men would do a Star War. But this is a more like modern take. I mean, I've grown to appreciate those old like X-Men in space comics, but this is like a more like like more modern take on that kind of thing. This blew me away. Unearthed, a Jessica Cruz story by Lilian Rivera and Steph C. So historically, I've always been a fan of when DC Comics lets their creators kind of take their characters and do something a little unorthodox. And so, DC used to have a line of comics called Elseworlds, and those were always a lot of fun. So this is like I've been really loving their young adult line where they're kind of allowing the same kind of freedom to reinterpret these characters. And so here we get to see Jessica Cruz. Her family, they're from Mexico. They're living in the States. And Jessica is like struggling with sort of just like not fitting in. I think I'm the only Latina here. Actually, I know I'm the only Latina here. And then she meets John Stewart, or a version of John Stewart, the Green Lantern character. And it's like this like really grounded like magical realism kind of story where I don't want to give too much away, but it's like she's like learning about Aztec history and culture and mythology in school, and it makes her want to reconnect even more with her Mexican heritage and roots. And then in a true moment of actual evil, her father is detained by the real ice. And so I thought that was a really bold move to incorporate something that really needs to be addressed, and also incorporate these like really wonderful fantasy elements. The color is really great. I love the drawing. It's like this really like airy, fluid, like loose drawing, and then we get into these like really beautiful fantasy segments. So yeah, I really thought this comic ruled. So it's like a young adult comic, but I have it with the adult stuff just because I think that maybe that would be something cool to buy for a younger person. Don't know if they're going to just be drawn to something like this, but maybe you know somebody who... I would recommend reading it and then gifting it to somebody. I think that's the move. But it's cool to have a story like that, especially when we need to abolish ICE right now. So really, really psyched about that one. New Rumiko Takahashi comic. So this one kind of blew me away. Mao. I just thought there'd be more like fanfare or more of like I thought there'd be more of of an announcement. She's one of the most successful comic book creators of all time. Inuyasha, Rama One Half, a bunch of other really important adventure comics. There's our man. Oh man, that's sick. Yeah, and it's a new comic by her. So this came out in Japan in 2019 and is coming out regularly in the States now. So this is volume 1. If anyone's interested in subscribing, please let me know. I thought maybe this was a reissue of an older comic, but as far as I can tell, this is brand new. So pretty exciting. Mark Palm, The Fang, we're huge fans. We actually have this in the store already, but we had the chance to buy more through one of the main comic distributors, Diamond Comics. And it's not quite Meet the Feebles, but it definitely has this weird Muppet energy, and it's really funny and gross and wonderfully drawn. This volume, if I recall, isn't quite as horny as the first one, so take that as maybe that's a plus or a minus in your book, but it's really weird and great. Weekend of Medusas, so we should have both of the Fang comics in the shop. So I've often said that punching has a storied tradition in comic books, and there we go. Punching. 20 fists. I think they get some good licks in this one, so pretty exciting. I think it's because they're not real, right? It's like they're drawings, so it's like when somebody's getting punched, it's like nobody's actually getting punched, which makes it cool. Jenica is the new 5th Ninja Turtle. Used to be 4, now there's 5. Joining the ranks of other, famous or infamous 5th turtles, such as Slash, the prehistoric Turtlesaurus, or the unfairly maligned Venus de Milo character. I like the drawing here. This is cool. Maybe, is it Metalhead? That's, these are some great turtle faces. And maybe, I don't know if they ever teamed up with Toka. But, yeah, Jenica, 5th turtle, here to stay. Stray Dogs, probably the most anticipated comic out this week. It is a murder mystery, but drawn in this, like, sort of 80s cartoon style, like Don Bluth, All Dogs Go to Heaven comes to mind. And it's really dark and violent, but so not for kids, but, you know, sort of a fresh thing. Maybe that's for you. Batman in Black and White and 2, the second one. Really amazing creators had a hand in this, all short stories in black and white. You don't have to be a fan of Batman to enjoy this, but it probably would help. But some standouts for me personally: Sophie Campbell, Trad Moore, Daniel Warren Johnson, Amy Reeder. I remember being blown away by a couple of those. Maybe that's your cup of tea. I don't know how to pronounce that, but we only have one of these. There's 3 volumes inside. It is published by Italian publisher Sonatina. I believe it is about the person who killed John Wilkes Booth. It is in English. I only have one copy. I got about halfway through this 3rd volume and my head exploded. So I sure would like another crack at it. So if you buy it, maybe let me read it or tell me what happens. But yeah, I think this was nominated for either an Ignatz or, I mean, it feels more like an Ignatz than an Eisner, but I can't remember. I believe these are all hand-bound, so you get some cool, really cool production stuff there. Black or White, a queer porn comic from Japan. You know, as usual, a bit of a will they, won't they, but, you know, spoiler, they will, because it's a porn comic, so without a will, there's no way that they can, you know, show the exciting parts. So, wow, terrible segue into Miles Morales from the porn comic, but The Clone Saga by Saladin Ahmed and some other great folks that I'm less familiar with, but yeah, if anyone could make a cool comic out of the Clone Saga, I bet it's these folks. So I'm excited to check that out. Great character, great team. Monstrous, long-running fantasy series. This is volume 6. Check out volume 1. It's really good. It's like a really violent Final Fantasy or something like that. Jack Kirby's Fourth World. This is like a $150 tome. It extremely rules. Batman the World. This is kind of an oddball. It is all short stories drawn by people from different countries. It does not tell me who they are, but just the countries they're from. So I am interested in this, but it's sort of a weird move from DC. This is straight up like straight up animal liberation, like hardcore PETA ALF. This is called Letters from Animals to those who they think from animals to those who think they're just beasts. So I think this might be for kids, but it's like there are these man, I almost don't want to show it because it's so upsetting, but it's like, you know, there are these like little animal people, and they talk and they have personalities and little playful conversations, and then they're all murdered because, you know, it's like again, I'll try not to show a graphic thing, but it's like a factory farm situation, and then it actually shows like the murdering and stuff. So I'm have this in the adult thing because I can't, you know, but I'm of two minds of this. Like, one, whoa, I mean, they're really going for it. And then it's like, as somebody who doesn't eat meat, I mean, that's really confusing to me. Like, you know, I mean, I do feel like those conversations are important, but this is such a interesting and upsetting vehicle for that. So really wild. So I have it with the adult stuff. If you want to talk to your kids about whether they should eat meat or not, that might be an interesting angle to go. But it was really graphic. 20 seconds on the clock. This is like a Little Nemo homage. So let's take a look, shall we? Ooh, interesting. All right. Well, ooh, that's actually pretty nice. So cool. All right, I'm going to switch over. Thanks, y'all. Hey everyone, here are the new single issue comic books for September 15th, 2021. We've got Agony, issue 1, part of this Extreme Carnage storyline. She seems nice. Batman 89 number 2. This takes place right after the original Batman 89 Tim Burton flick. So it's like a proposed sequel to that movie. Batman meets the Scooby-Doo gang. Batman Urbane. That's all that. It's just the variants for issue 7. Superman, the other guy. Challenge of the Super Sons. Issue 6 of 7. Dancing with the Dragon, issue 1, a new series. Darth Vader 16. Eat the Rich. I believe this is a second printing of number 1. I have 2 questions. So it's Eat the Rich. Are we in like a fried green tomatoes situation? And then is that Albert Wesker from the Resident Evil franchise? Eternals, Thanos Rises, number 1. I don't know what this is. Godzilla Rivals versus Mothra. $8. It is a one-shot. Gotham, Future State Gotham, number 5. Tomorrow's God Killer Ashes, number 1. That might be a second printing. I will have to check. Nobody's Child, number 1, a new series. Pretty cool looking. Got some neat variant covers. First come, first serve. This is really good. The writing is really fun, but mainly it's the Javier Pulido art, which is not featured on the cover anywhere, which drives me nuts. But that's been a really surprisingly fun action comic, adventure comic. The Mighty Valkyries, number 5. Maw, number 1, a new spooky time, a new ooh, what's going on time. Scary mystery. Marauders, definitely the best X-Men book, maybe the best Marvel book out right now. Little Guardians, new kids adventure comic. Chang the Conqueror, number 2. You loved him on the TV. Will you love him in his own comic book? Is the question Marvel Comics had to ask. Justice League Last Ride, number 5. Justice League 67, Black Canary kicking someone. Always a good choice. Jupiter's Legacy, number 4. Requiem, number 4. The Joker, number 7. I Am Batman, number 1. Homesick Pilots, number 9. So DC sent me a PDF of this and I read it and I really liked it. I don't know what's happening to me, but I think I just read a lot of good Harley Quinn comics lately. But I think this is like a spinoff of a TV show that I've never seen. I think it's like an adult thing, but I was into how oh yeah, it says it right here. I'm a big dumb. Animated series. But yeah, it's like super queer and they're in a relationship and it's funny and weird and I didn't know what the hell was going on, but I liked it. So I ordered a bunch of them. So I guess I'm just like a Harley Quinn person. I don't know what that means. I got a lot of soul searching to do. Hot Alfred, number 2. Power Rangers, number 11. New Jeff Lemire. Someone tell me how to pronounce his name. Is it Jeff Lemire, Jeff Lemire? But always exciting when he has a new comic. A lot of great talent. Don't know what this one's about yet. Top of the to read pile. So we did not get our variant covers for Red Room number 4. We certainly ordered them. I'm going to get to the bottom of it. But this is a really gross comic. I'm sure people know Ed Piskor at this point, but he's doing he's doing some really rotten stuff. So if you're into the disgusting, that's one for you. Total Whiplash, bunch of cute fantasy things. Save yourself for like middle grade, young adult. The Scumbag, Scummy Good Time, Spider-Woman 15. I don't know my Star Wars well enough because I know this is the disguise that Princess Leia wore, but we've got the Red Ranger, the Green Ranger, the Blue Ranger, the Yellow Ranger. Where's the guys left the Pink Ranger off the cover? Star Wars #2, High Republic Adventures, I think. No, new monster. It's called the Monster of Temple Peak. Someone let me know if that's like a new Disneyland ride. I believe this is maybe just a restock of the first issue, but just looking at the metadata, I don't think this is a reprint. So it looks like we reordered issue 1 to go along with issue 3. Superman Meets the Authority. Time Before Time #5. That's a popular new series. The Titans are back. Watch The Titans on HBO channel. Haven't read this one yet. Been loving the new Tom Taylor Nightwing, so again, maybe that's maybe I should try that out. Batman #112. I've made a huge mistake, everyone. I didn't want to like whip the camera around, but that's last week's stuff. So we've got a new Usagi Yojimbo. One of the greatest adventure comics of all time. One of the greatest comics of all time. The Walking Dead, now in color. A new Wakanda special. This is part of the Marvel's Last Annihilation saga. But more always a fan of Wakanda in space. One of those things that should not work, but does. Wonder Woman 779. Also featuring Adventures of Young Diana. Here's the B cover. Trial of Magneto #2. I feel like you can't be on trial twice. And this is last week's stuff. I'll just do a quick little flip. I think, was I not here last week? I can't recall. Black Manta #1. Star Wars Adventures #9. I like this like keep on trucking Boba Fett. Star Wars Adventures. Infinite Frontier. The Joker Puzzle Box. Barbaric. This is like so fun and dumb. I loved this. It's awesome. His like axe drinks blood. He like says the word fuck. it ruled. Batman #112. We'll just keep it rocking. We got Spawn 321. Is he a good Spawn or a bad Spawn? Deadpool. Another Jeff Lemire joint. Interesting. I didn't read this. I must have been gone last week. I think I was out of town. Dark Knight. Clown Hunter. Get Joker. Yeah, here's my Tommy Taylor Nightwing. The Spiderman. Second Chances. We all feel like we deserve them. The Winter Guard. Shop favorite. Beautiful. Can't wait to see what's going on in this one. Saint Mercy. New series. And Bad Boy, Good Boy. I like a chunkier Sonic, personally. And White Ash. Well, those are all of the single issue comics. Thanks for checking this out. After they go on the website and into these bins, so they stay on the new release wall for a week, maybe last week's stuff, And then they go in here, where they become permanently buy two, get one free. That's on the website, and that is in store. So if there's any back issues from like the last 5 years you're looking for, buy two, get one free, permanent deal. You know? You know? Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks so much, y'all. We'll cruise. Got some Demon Slayer toys, some X-Men, Dragon Ball, the Funko Pops. Got the Spider-Man Miles statue, mean old Carnage, a couple games, the Avatar friends. We're going to get a bunch of toys in for Christmas, I think. So this whole section will become toys. Okay, thanks, bye. Hey everyone, I'm going to go through the kids' comics. So we get a new Big Nate. Did you know they put this in the newspaper? All right, well. Absolutely not. Ooh, a Jim Davis quote. Also from the newspaper. Not a comic, but illustrated, popular. Cute. Definitely for young readers. I believe that's what this graphics chapters. This might be from last week, but this is really cool. It's like a sequel. Very tired, y'all, so this is a cool comic for the spooky lovers out there. They did it. They finally did it. They won't give us an Animal Crossing update, but oh yeah. Blethers, you little ding dong. Wild. What a time to be alive. On a very similar tip, we got the second volume of the Kirby manga. First one was pretty good. Whoever at like HAL, the company that originally created Kirby before Nintendo bought the license or whatever, whoever created that design, it's just like, man, you did it. Just like a pink blob. Trademark that. You're rich. Another in this steady line of Miss Marvel collections. These are great. Love Miss Marvel. Love a cheap, affordable, lots of bang for your buck version of this. And I think the art scales down nicely to that size. The Babysitters Club. Pretty cool. A new one. All right, we got Batman 0 Point. I need everyone to come buy this book. It's got your download codes. It's got a nice, it's like a hardcover. It is $25. It is Batman meets the Fortnite gang. Come buy these. Please. This looks cool. Wow, good drawing. Yeah. I love this comic. Chang and the Sun Bear, based on a true adventure. Very cool. Middle grade graphic novel adventure. Yeah, I believe this came out the other week, but man, this rules. I just love this. It's just such a different look for. This is kind of like how I imagine Ms. Marvel in like a CGI or what was that movie, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse kind of style thing. Nothing against the live action stuff, but I just think it's gonna. Yeah, this is how I imagine it, and you can really use her powers better than like whatever CGI. I mean, you get it. It's like in the live action stuff, they're just gonna give her big hands and she'll punch people. But I feel like you could really make her like in that Pixar movie, like The Invincibles or whatever that was. Like you could really play with her stretchy powers in a cool way in a cartoon. So this stuff's tough because a lot of this stuff I put in the adult section because sometimes there's like dated historical stuff, like, you know, maybe insensitivity. But these Disney Masters ones, they're a little more squarely. Oh, here we go. I might change my tune on this. I don't know. Like this one looked like it. I mean, I still think it is. I think this is totally appropriate for kids, and they're great kids comics. But I generally don't put them in the kids section because of, you know, just they're old, and you're just worried about some sort of, you know, awful stuff trickling in there. But yeah, this looks pretty great. Pie in the Sky by William Van Horn. Before I go to bed, if anyone's interested in having their kids subscribe to a kids comic, we've got The Little Guardians. We could try and find some of these Save Yourself comics, although there's it's sandwiched in between two not for kids books. Yeah, and then there's always stuff like these Batman, maybe not this one, but there's like a lot of self-contained single issue comics that you could choose from if you were looking to give the gift of comics and have like a steady trip to the comic book store. So get in touch if that's something you're interested in. All right, thanks so much, y'all. I won't let you know what time it is. It's 3 a.m. It's like 3 a.m. So good night.